Hello student, in previous video we see about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Today we discuss on the new topic, that is the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Our chapter name is Metallurgy, period number first. In period number 1 we see the physical properties of metals and non-metals. So before starting our topic, if you like my video then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. My channel name is Sharda Survase. So today we discuss on the new topic, that is the chemical properties of metals. Okay. Our today's topic is chemical properties of metals. So every chemical property means every metal shows the different chemical property. Some metal react with water, some react with acid, means their reactivity is different. All the metals having different reactivity. So in before lecture we see the physical properties of metal and non-metals. In that topic we see the melting points of metal is very high and non-metals have low melting point. Depends on that, one question is asked in CET exam, which means arrange the following elements in increasing order of their melting points. Arrange the following elements. Arrange the following elements increasing order of their melting points. So options are given: mercury, aluminium, then after that iron, and after that copper. Okay, same. Okay, these are all. Okay, these questions are given. These options are given, and question is arrange the following elements in increasing order of their melting point. So basically we know that this is the Hg, means it is the mercury. Mercury it already found in the nature in its liquid state. So its melting point of this mercury it is in minus 38 degrees Celsius. It is minus, means it is lowest melting point of mercury. After that, when we compare these three elements, that is the aluminium, iron and copper, or these three metals, in that metal aluminium, as we check the hardest element, means which is less hard, which having lower melting point. Aluminium is used for wrapping the chocolates and ice cream. So it is soft metal, so melting point of aluminium is less as compared to the iron and copper. Okay, and copper is used in kitchen utensils, and iron is used for making the iron rods. Why it used? Because their melting point is very high as compared to copper and aluminium. So our option is mercury, after that mercury, aluminium, then iron, and उसके बाद आता है then copper, and then iron. Okay, this is the correct option. Mercury having the lowest melting point because it is already found in the nature in liquid state. Aluminium it is the soft metal. It is used for coating for ice cream and chocolates. So it having the low melting point. Copper is used in home utensils. And then last is the iron. Iron is used in for making buildings also, and using for making the iron rod. So it is very hardest element as compared to the other. Hence their increase in melting point order is firstly mercury, after that aluminium, after that copper, and after that iron. It is the correct option of this answer. Today we discuss about the chemical properties of metals. Okay. In chemical properties of metals, all elements not react similarly with different reagent. Today we first reaction of metal with oxygen. Okay, first chemical property of metal is reaction of metals with oxygen. Okay, when any substance is react with oxygen, that means it burning, it catch the fire. That time oxidation, or the type of reaction is oxidation type of reaction. When the oxidation of metal is formed, that time it burns and there is a formation of metal oxide. But the reactivity of formation of metal oxide of all the atom is different. Some required very little time for oxidation, some required very large time. The reactivity is different. Okay, depends on that basically we see today's lecture we see the basic chemical properties, and after that we discuss on the reactivity of metals. Okay, so we take the one example. This is the sodium. Sodium reacts with oxygen, that time formation of sodium oxides. So we write here 2, not 2, you write here 4. 4 sodium reacts with oxygen, there is a formation of sodium oxide. Formation of sodium oxide. Okay, sodium reacts with oxygen. Then another example is magnesium. We can take any example. Magnesium reacts with oxygen, that time formation of MgO, magnesium oxide. Okay, here valency of magnesium is 2, hence we write the MgO. Here valency of sodium is 1, so 2 sodium atoms reacts with only 1 oxygen atom. Okay, so it is the formation of magnesium oxide. Basically, when any metals reacts with oxygen, there is a formation of oxides. Their time required is very different. Means sometimes sodium and potassium reacts very fast, iron and zinc reacts very low, and magnesium in between of that. According to that, their time is required. But all the metals reacts with oxygen, means when they reacts with oxygen, there is a formation of oxides. It is the first chemical property of metal. Then second chemical property, when the metals reacts with water, reaction of metals with water. Okay. Basically, all the elements does not react with water. Some react very fastly, some reacts with steam of water. Okay, means not directly with water, but steam of water. When the sodium reacts with water, it is in solid state, it is in liquid state. When it reacts with water, then there is a formation of sodium hydroxide, NaOH, removal of hydrogen gas, and large amount of heat is evolved. Then we take the sodium hydroxide platelets in your hand, and when we are making the mixture of sodium hydroxide with water, that time we check that beaker, it will feel very hot, right? Hot, that time the large amount of heat is evolved in that reaction. Okay, sodium hydroxide, don't use directly sodium. Okay, this is the only given, but you don't apply directly sodium metal in water, because that time very large amount of reaction is happening, and so it avoid this reaction. Don't do in home also and in laboratory also. We instead of that we take the sodium hydroxide. Okay, these metals already found, the platelets are available in the laboratory. So sodium is in laboratory. Sodium reacts with water, there is a formation of sodium hydroxide. Similarly, instead of that we take the another metal like the magnesium. Magnesium reacts with water. This is the solid in state, this is the gaseous in state. That time which product is formed? Sodium hydroxide plus 2 moles of hydrogen gas, and so it is not solid, it is aqueous. Okay, aqueous means they are present in the water. This is the solid. Okay, means magnesium reacts with water, there is a formation of magnesium hydroxide, removal of hydrogen gas, and removal of heat also here. So this is the second chemical property of metals. Then third chemical property of metals, when metals reacts with acid. Okay, when metals reacts with acid. Acids, how many acids are? HCl, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, again acetic acid. But here we learn about the inorganic acid, or take inorganic acid, that is the HCl, hydrochloric acid, H2SO4, sulfuric acid, and HNO3, nitric acid. When the metal reacts with acid, that time when we take a different and different aluminum, different and different metal, and check the reactivity of metals with the reaction of acid, they also shows the different reactivity. Some require very less time, some require a large time, some require moderately time, means in between of that. So according to that, in next lecture we see the reactivity of all the metals, reaction with different substances. So basically today we learn about the basic chemical properties of metals. So next chemical property is reaction of metals with acid. Sodium reacts with, instead of sodium we take another example of metal, iron. Okay, iron reacts, sodium is also react with acid but different change. Iron reacts with hydrochloric acid HCl. That time formation of hydrochloric acid, it is the aqueous, it is already compressed in water. It means HCl, it is the gas in nature but it is compressed in water, so it is in aqueous in nature. There is a formation of FeCl2, that is the ferric chloride, plus removal of ferrous chloride, removal of H2, hydrogen gas. Okay, and here also large amount of it is revolved. It is in gaseous state, it is in solid state. This is the salt. Basically it is in aqueous state. We have take the acid in aqueous state, so there is ferrous chloride, it is in aqueous. So ferrous, it is the ferrous chloride, not ferric. If FeCl3, then ferric, and FeCl2, it is the ferrous. Okay, ferrous chloride, because this is the ferrous or iron. It having the sometime valency 2, sometime its valency is 3. Their valency is variable. So when their valency is 2, means Cl2 is, that time we call it as the ferrous chloride, and FeCl3, that time we called ferric chloride. Okay, so when the reaction of metals reacts with acid, there is a formation of salt and removal of hydrogen gas. So basically this is the type of neutralization, one type of neutralization reaction. In acid and base we already learn about. So neutralization reaction means acid reacts with base, there is a formation of salt and water. So there is a already acid, there is a formation of salt, ferric chloride, it is the salt, and removal of hydrogen gas. So what is the nature of metals? Nature of metals, all metals are basic in nature. Okay, all metals are basic in nature because when it reacts with acid, there is a formation of salt, and this is the neutralization reaction. So all the metals present in the periodic table, they all are basic in nature. It easily donate their electron. So this is our one chemical property, and next chemical property, that is the reaction of metals with other metals. Means reaction of metals with other metals. Okay, this is homework for you. Reaction of metals with other metals means two metals are also react with each other. Suppose we take the one solution in test tube, that is the copper sulfate, and in that solution we dip one iron nail. Okay, this is the iron nail. That time which type of reaction is happening? Or sometimes when we take in the ferrous sulfate solution, okay, FeSO4 aqueous solution, ferrous sulfate, when it reacts with copper, when we dip a copper wire in this test tube, that time which type of reaction is happening? Okay, so you tell me the answer in comment box. What is the product? Okay, and depends on this product we take our next lecture, that is the reactivity of metals with different substances. Which are different substances? Like oxygen, like water, like acid, and the reaction of metals reacts with other metals. This reaction, it is called as the displacement reaction. And which product is formed? You find this the product which reaction is happened. So means out of two reactions, only one reaction is possible and one is not possible. So you identify which is possible and which is not possible, and tell me answer in comment box. So today we stop here. In next period we will learn our new topic, that is the reactivity of metals with different substances. We already see the chemical properties, but sometimes all metals not react with oxygen. All metals does not react, means some required very large time. So their reactivity is less. Depends on their reactivity. We see the reactivity of metals, different substances in next lecture. Today we stop here. Thank you.